So Luis Arraez of the Padres, 120 plate appearances without a strikeout. That is insane. He's like Tony Gwynn if Tony Gwynn was slightly worse. He's like a poor man's Tony Gwynn, but he's really good at making contact. He's like slap hitter. He's like an Ichiro almost. That's kind of what he is. He's Ichiro with slightly worse defense, honestly. Second in the MLB in hits with 184. What's funny is despite having a great batting average at I think he's hitting 313 maybe. And I think he leads the NL in batting average. Does he? Let's see. Who leads the NL in batting average? Yeah, 318. He leads the National League in batting average. But what's funny is look at the OPS, 740. His OPS is way down at 740. He is 42nd in the NL in OPS. Not that that's bad, but it's funny to think about how, for as good as Luis Arraez is at getting on base, getting hits, making contact with the baseball, not striking out, and there's a lot. That's very helpful. Even when he makes productive outs, which is something that a lot of players don't, because a strikeout is not as productive of an out as, generally speaking, a fly ball or a ground ball, if there's a runner on base, is a more productive out. At the same time, though, strikeouts do take away from the pitch count, they add more to the pitch count. And for Arraez, his value is, I don't think, recognized as much, but it's funny how baseball, back in the day, you hit 318, you're a legend. Now it's like, yeah, he hits 318, but look at the OPS. And look at the WAR. Because the WAR, again, is kind of he's not a bad player. I don't think he's a bad player. I think he's a really good player at what he does specifically, which is making contact. 120 plate appearances is hard to do, but he has a 1.1 WAR on the season. Maybe that just exposes what is wrong with WAR, because I truly believe he's more valuable than 1.1. That's really low to me. That's below replacement level, because the average player has a 2 WAR. The fact that you can hit 318, have a 740 OPS, and be a 1 WAR player is crazy. But yeah, Arraez, he literally hasn't stricken out since August 10th. The record is Mookie Betts, 129 plate appearances. I guess not. In the past 20 seasons. Oh, the record is 253. Dave Cash on the Phillies, 253. So he's not, do you think he can get that? Tony Gwynn, though, on the Padres, 170. Yeah. But yeah, it is funny because I think the Padres fans love him, and I want to root for him. But it's weird because according to the advanced metrics, Luis Arraez has not had a good season. And a large part of that is bad defense. And that is part of why I don't like WAR. WAR, it's funny, it goes both ways. We all want to use WAR to prove why our favorite player is good. But nobody wants to use WAR to prove why their favorite player is actually bad. And that's kind of the case where we're at with a guy like Luis Arraez. I'm trying to find what the F-WAR has him at. Maybe the F-WAR is a little bit nicer. I kind of don't think so, though. F-WAR usually takes into defense a little bit more, I think. So let's see, what does F-WAR have? F-WAR's got him at 1.1. Okay, so both of them, 1.1. I can't believe he's a 1.1 WAR player. They really don't think he's that valuable, huh? He's got a 110 WRC plus, but the dude's hitting 318. I don't know, man. I don't know. He could hit 400 and they could be like, oh, he's a 3 WAR player, which is wild to me. And I disagree with that. So I think they should probably think about how they calculate WAR and maybe calculate it in a different way. That's what I'd say.